All right, we are live and excited. I'm excited for this week's installment of our CEO app training. It's a functionality training, how to get the most out of this little app on your phone called the CEOPro app, which is on the Rapid Funnel platform. Now, when I saw this tool, well, let me frame it like this. When I had my friend who was with the software company, Rapid Funnel, and said, "Hey, Seth, I want you to look at a tool," I could tell you my level of excitement on a scale of 1 to 10 was about a 2.1. I just, I get really focused on what we need to do and just the essentials. Like, I just want to know the essentials so I can focus on the essentials and go build a big business, right? So I really wasn't excited. But when I saw what this app could do, when I saw the functionality of it, and perhaps more importantly, when I saw how it would focus our efforts into the most effective stream of activity from a selling and recruiting standpoint, this app is my #1 tool to actually create sales, new customers, and new brand partners, like recruiting, right? So I got very, very excited, and I'm really excited to be partnering with the folks at Rapid Funnel, and Cameron's here with us tonight as we talk about one piece of functionality every single week. So following up from last week we talked about the digital business card. I'm going to share my screen and I'm just going to show you kind of as a recap, right? Whenever you're watching an Amazon original, they're always going to show you what they did last week. Okay. That's how good we are. That's how big CEO is. We're on the same broadcast level as Amazon. So sharing my screen, I want to show you when you are in the app, you can right up here in resource. Let me go to the main screen. Okay, main screen. I'm in home right now, and I could send this to somebody, or if I just clicked on resources, there at the very top, you see my card, right? My card. I could click on that, and then I could text it out to somebody that I just met. What does that look like when they click on the link? Well, here is what it looks like. Of course, this would be your digital business card, but it would have your picture, your name, bold. And here's what I love about this digital business card. It's highly and intentionally focused for them to do one thing, right? The first thing I want them to do is I want them to save me, right? I want them to save my updated contact information. If they scroll down, they would have those specifics, phone. I could put a website in here as well. Then the next thing that they might see is book me. Right? Book me. If you want some of my time, this is connected to my calendar. If you will, and I know Beverly Hill's on here, if you will do what we call virtual teas or virtual cups of coffee or virtual beverage, if you'll do those meetings with people, if you'll book people into your calendar, and this is a tool to do that, you will have more sales and recruiting. It'll just happen. So I love the fact that this digital business card is really inviting people to book my time. They've got connection to all of my social media. If they were to click on the Facebook, the LinkedIn, or the Instagram link, it would take them automatically there. And then below that, you can customize other links that they can go to. So if you're looking at this, you're seeing the money-making survey. That's right out of the app. Well, they could actually get that link from my digital business card. So if any of you are familiar with Linktree has something like this, but it's not as developed. Okay, so that is a recap of what we did last episode. This is a huge functionality, absolutely huge. I just started using it this week, and I'm already getting some traction with it, so I'm super excited. This week, we are talking about campaigns. One of the beautiful things about the CEO app is that you can enroll people into campaigns and stick with them. You are going to be in their email, in their inbox, week after week after week. and you didn't even know it. So you're helping you to be top of mind. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Cameron Powell over at the Rapid Funnel platform to walk us through this. Cameron, thanks for being here.
Seth, and appreciate that recap. I like that. I know we talked about the comparison there with Linktree. Looks like Seth already put a couple of links in there. They're trackable. We know if people go to them. We know if they go to your product page, we could follow up accordingly. As we've mentioned on all our other trainings, the best person to follow up with is the last person to engage with your content. And that's a beautiful tool to be able to do that. Today, we are talking about that automatic long-term follow-up, that long tail strategy here through campaigns. There's a couple written in here. I will go over those shortly on the tool here. And of course, Seth can chime in as to which of those campaigns we had utilized when, where, and why. So if we jump here to the challenge, how do you keep in touch long-term with interested contacts who aren't really ready to make a move? A lot of times in this industry, a lot of times people aren't ready to, sign up for a new business venture. They don't have the time, or they make excuses, right? It's nearly impossible to just put them on your calendar every week and hound them with a phone call. It's not going to get you anywhere, but utilizing a campaign can touch base, and these come through very educational. Really, we're just simply building a nice little relationship with these people over amount of time till one of these emails or one of these resources trigger that response, or more importantly, 6 months down the road, oh man, I forgot about Seth. I'm ready. I got some free time. Kids are off to college, whatever it might be. You're at the top of their mind. And how do you know who deserves follow-up time? Putting these folks on a scoreboard really lets you guys know, all right, who needs that extra effort. If you put 10 people in a campaign, they all opt in, 2 or 3 of them are actually opening those emails, taking time out of their day. Those are the people you're going to be following up with, reaching out to. Whereas other folks, yeah, you'll put them in it and they're just not going to open them. That's somebody you could put on the back of your follow-up list. As I mentioned, we always want to follow up with the last person. And, most email campaigns have really poor opt-in rates of about 3% or less. The Rapid Funnel platform, the CEOPro, nationwide, we got about a 52% opt-in rate. Really, really high. Nation average is, 6 to 8 on other platforms. So we got a really high opt-in, and that's because our technology is built on authentic sharing technology. That's something we'll talk about today with you, is how to have that quick little conversation to automate that relationship, to get those people to verify their email address. And it's nothing personal or authentic about email campaigns. Whereas these ones, we took the time from the head level working with Seth to write these out in the words that we've used and he's used to build a business and a recruitment staff, being able to utilize accordingly through this. So with that long tail strategy, as I mentioned, they may be the right person. Sometimes it's just the wrong time. Maybe financially they're not ready to purchase those products from you, or they got to finish up some other venture first before they want to join over here. So really important that we can utilize a campaign to stay in touch with them. I am not saying that every single person you talk to, put them in a campaign, right? Remember, we have that whole resource structure. We want to try and, utilize those resources to build the relationship and get to the sale before we just throw somebody into a campaign. That's kind of the method behind the madness. We want to keep opt-in rates high. We want to make sure we're not spamming people just by assigning a new lead to a campaign that's not going to build a relationship. So utilizing resources and phone calls first is really important. Who, when, and how to drop people in a campaign, the right and the wrong way. We kind of just went over that. And are they a great prospect, or you're not so sure? Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes they could just say, thanks for your time. I'm not ready. Or, sometimes they could say, I'm not interested. Hey, no worries. I'll keep in touch with you via email. And through these great campaigns, down the road, they'll watch a couple of these videos, those testimonials. It'll start to spark their interest, and maybe they'll turn around and be coming back towards you guys. So I'm going to jump here on the mobile device now, and we will show y'all how to utilize these campaigns. So we go to our rapid funnel here. Just so you know as well, I joined this event. I don't know how you guys joined it, probably through Seth's line, but this is a reoccurring event here on the CEOPro app. So you can see here the app success training workshop. So you can join right on your mobile device from the CEOPro app. So a nice little tool here. So we're going to go here to my homepage. We're going to open up these campaigns here, and we're going to see the 2 different campaigns. Seth, if you could chime in here really quick as to which campaign is for kind of which category, which kind of a prospect. But if you guys want to educate yourself on the campaigns, or what I do recommend, add yourself as a contact tonight. A little bit of homework for you. Assign yourself to a campaign, and over the next month, you'll get to see these emails coming through. So you see they start off with a bit more communication towards the front end, day 1, day 4, 11, 21, 31, 41, 56, and then jumps to more of a long-term follow-up here. Almost goes on for a whole year, every 90 days after that. So it's, and all of these campaigns, for example, here, I can click on day 31. They're already written for you. You're not having to set calendar reminders to send Cameron an email 71 days from now. That's not going to happen. I'm not even that, booking my calendar out that far. So having them in a campaign here, we know we're touching base with each person that, is still in the pipeline and sending them information. So here's the LifeVantage Doctor Series. Customer clicks this 71 days after you put them in the campaign. They're brought to this capture page. You guys will get that push notification reminding you, okay, that's somebody that's still engaging, especially when you jump into the activity log and you see they watched, 80% of that video. That's somebody that conversation's, getting hotter again, somebody that you can get back into your pipeline, or, of course, speak about that opportunity of those products. And then each and every time, if one of these videos spark interest, they can totally get started with the call to action link, or they can go ahead and call you guys a request to call. So it's a really nice way to start to utilize this system here to build these relationships. So maybe one of you guys on the call here, or gals, can chime in as to which of these campaigns you would use. I'm not super familiar with the content. We have one for biohacking. I don't know, is that more the
Cameron.
product side? And then we have the other one for the money. Is that the recruitment side, or?
Yeah, Cameron, I'll jump in.
Yep.
Before I do that, can you show them how to go to a contact,
yep,
and add that contact to a campaign?
Yep. So as I mentioned,
I'll let you do that.
Yep, we want to have a conversation with them first. Don't just be slapping anybody into a campaign. Make we speak to them on the phone, utilize the resources. But Seth here is at the top. Seth's going on a 6-month vacation because CEOPro apps made him so much money that, he wants me to touch base with him in 6 months from now. So you can see here, I'm under his contact. We see active campaign here. It says not assigned. Okay. So we're going to click the change button here. And now it gives us our 2 different campaigns. So I'm going to choose the biohacking. We go down to the bottom. We click assign. Okay. Campaign assigned successfully. Remember, these campaigns start with a opt-in email. Okay, what that means is we're just asking the customer to verify their email address. So you can see here, it's great to connect with you. Can you please click here to confirm your email address? I'll send you the biohacking info right over. So before you put somebody in the campaign, you're simply mentioning on your previous phone call, hey, Seth, keep an eye on your inbox. I'd love to keep in touch with you over the next couple of months. Just send me some valuable information about our products and our company. I'll send you over an email now. Just take a look at your inbox. Just verify it went to the right person for me. So we're just simply getting them to click it. It's permission-based marketing. That's how our opt-in rates stay high. That's how it's going to come through. Your information is going to be automatically filled in at the bottom of each of these. Or you can also utilize text messages as well. If the conversation ends and they're just like not interested right now, I'd be sending Seth a text. Hey, Seth, thank you so much for your time. Pleasure to meet you. I'll send you over an email. Just check your inbox this afternoon, and you'll get some valuable information moving forward. So that is that opt-in. Anything to add there about that opt-in, Seth?
It's beautiful. So we have 2 campaigns right now. We're actually writing more. I'm going to be working on a collagen campaign. We're going to actually really retool these campaigns. But if Cameron, can you go to that back? For example, let's just go to the biohacking campaign there.
Yep.
You see that this is 9 months worth of emails. It's only 15 emails. It's really not a lot, meaning that you're not going to scare somebody away, most likely, by having an email in their inbox every other day. I mean, you some of you know how annoying that is. And that's one of the reasons that email campaigns can often have a low, a low response rate or low interest rate. But we basically you're going to be able to connect with somebody for 9 months, every so often, right? At least every month for the first, 3 months. And you're going to be in their inbox, even if they don't look at it. even if they don't open it. And I find that a lot of people actually open these emails. What does that mean? That means that I am on their mind. So I'm at the RSL game last week, and I had invited a friend of mine who is, in the funnel, and he's testing some product. And, we're launching the Latino market here in the US, and he's got great connections into US and Mexico Latino markets. So I gave him some tickets, but then he couldn't make it because he had another business dinner, and he invited his son. His son wanted to come, who's like 23 years old, maybe 21, 22 years old. And he loves soccer. Actually, he's going to be playing Division II soccer. So he loved being at this professional soccer game, right? We're sitting there on the front row, and he starts asking me about what I do. So Seth, tell me, what do you do with the company, and who are you? I'm like, well, do you see our name on the jersey there? Do you see our name on that? That's our name. That's our company. We sponsor the jersey for this team. Well, so what do you do? And I told him about the work that we did as distributors. Anyway, at some point he said, wow, so how does somebody really get involved with what you're doing? Right. And I said, well, and so we had just a back and forth conversation, and he wanted some information. So I said, okay, so I'm going to send you some information. His name is Joseph. I went to my CEOPro app. I opened it up. I clicked the plus button there at the bottom, the person, the plus. I typed his name in. In fact, let's test this. I'm going to show you this. So let's just put Joseph. I'll give you a different last name, but just Joseph Vegas. Let's put Vegas. Okay. And I'm not going to put his phone number in right now or email, but let's put his email. Let's say jvegas@gmail. Let's just pretend here. So I literally did this, and I asked him for his email. I mean, he's wanting information, right? And I said, okay, boom. And then watch this. As soon as you create a new contact, it actually asks you, do you want to add them to a campaign? They can only be in one campaign at a time.
Great point.
You want to protect them, right? They can't be in multiple campaigns, even if we wanted them to. He's interested in business. So guess what campaign I put him in? Money, right? I said, so here's the deal. Just so that you get an idea about what I'm doing, I'm going to put you into an email campaign. So every once in a while, you're going to get information from me on business, right? Now, I'm not relying on that to move the business forward. This is just a backup. It's a safety net. It's an automatic enrollment to make sure that I'm on his mind over the next 281 days, regardless of where the active Seth Mulder, the proactive Seth Mulder, has helped him. So I said, you're going to get an email. We're sitting there on the front row. I said, okay, you should have just received an email from me. Make sure that you open it and click the link so that you accept my email request. And boom, he's now in that email campaign for the next 281 days, and he's getting these emails. Now, the active part of Seth Mulder that night already sent him the collagen step 1 video. I followed up with him. He watched it. I then sent him the step 2 brand partner overview video. He watched it. But what I also know is that we're day 3. He's already gotten the opt-in email from me. He's gotten the day 1 email. He's gotten the LifeVantage earnings statement, even if I'm doing nothing. So it's a really, really smart strategy that if you prep it and have those conversations, right? That's the deal. You want to make sure that you have this conversation. Hey, I'm going to be putting you into part of my money education program. So you're going to.
That's great there. I like where I wouldn't call it an email campaign from a training standpoint. Okay.
Yeah, good point.
Because the way these are written, team, they're written as if you were actually typing this up and sending it to them. Some of these emails will come through, you could see this one here. That's why I wanted you to see this video. Sometimes people don't even know they're in a campaign because this is based on authentic sharing technology with a nice call to action link. So you don't have to say, I'm going to put you an email campaign. It's, great to meet you. I'll send you some valuable information over the next couple of months. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We don't have to say they're in a campaign. We're just going to say we're going to be keeping in touch via email, right?
Yeah, beautiful. So we have 2 right now. One is on biohacking. Obviously, it's product focused. One is money. What I would suggest is that you just make a part of your protocol to invite people to be a part of your long-term education strategy.
Perfect.
And then assign them to one of the to the most appropriate campaign that we have. And as we launch others, then you'll have more decisions. But right now it's health or it's money. It's biohacking or it's money.
Perfect. And just for a note here, so we could see here this little envelope here under Seth's name because I assigned him to a campaign, right? But once he verifies or clicks that link, then it's going to be automated, okay? Until we see this green checkbox here, it's not going to be automated, okay? So once we see the green checkbox, it means this person is opted in, and those will be sent out. We'll be able to check that activity log of those emails being sent out and their engagement. So that verification is really important. So sometimes if I add one of my customers to a campaign and 3 days later I see they haven't clicked on it, I'll send a resource to them. I'll see if they open that specific video, maybe the collagen video. They open it, and then I would be texting them, hey, by the way, I sent you an email the other day. Can you just verify if you received that or not? Because we always want to make sure they click that, keep the opt-in rates high, and continue that communication there. So we now have Seth in that campaign. He's going to open that email, click it, and now the automation will take off from there. And under those leads here, we'll be able to check the engagement there. And, day 21, he gets an email. We'll get a push notification saying he viewed that. So that way we know there's people in there. And behind this sequence here, guys, there's a science behind this. We've been doing this for years. There's data. We've found this sequencing the right days here in the network marketing industry to spark the interest here. So it's not just random sequence. Okay. There's some science behind this as far as this timing here and how it's going to help you guys build relationships.
Awesome. Cameron, can you go back to your contact list there? So here's the takeaway. What to do now. When you add a new contact, as we walked through tonight, I did it with Joseph, consider when you're adding that, it's going to bring up automatically, do you want to add them to a campaign? So as part of your standard operating procedure, ask yourself, is this the right time and have I prepped that person for the campaign? Right? And you might want to say, wow, I haven't, but I need to. So yes, add them to the campaign. Hey, Cameron, just wanted to let you know, I just sent you an email as part of my education system on, cash flow, on business, on biohacking. I want to make sure that you got it. And if you'll just verify it by clicking the link in there, right? So that's number one, a little change that you might make as you're adding contacts. Number two, you're here in the contact list. You can go through and see, oh, who is assigned? Oh, Seth Mulder is assigned, but not verified. I'm assigned because I've got the little email there, but I haven't been verified because I haven't clicked the link. Okay. All right. So there's an action item. You could reach back out to me, just like Cameron said. If you go down to the next contact,
you can see here as well, you can resend that opt-in email too, guys. So it's at the top of their inbox, just with the click of a button. We can resend that. So that's another nice little tool as well. And then, if we go to the next contacts, all these folks, these folks have just viewed a resource. We've never assigned them to a campaign. The envelope means campaign, the eyeball means resource, and then the checkbox means opted in. So these are some people here, maybe the conversation muffled out or didn't go anywhere, then we can, kind of utilize those campaigns and put them in that sense. Yep.
Right. So basically every contact in your funnel who is not part of a campaign is not part of an automatic long-term education strategy for your business. You are not in front of them you are not in control of making sure that you deliver content to them. Now, they may see you on social media, on some of your other marketing, and that's one of the reasons we do that, right? But as far as at one point they opted into your funnel, but you are not connected to them automatically unless you go do something about it. So I'm going to invite you as part of your next kind of to-do or maybe shift in your business standard operating procedure is to say, oh, Steffi isn't assigned. How do I help her? What's the next contact that I have with her? I'm not just going to automatically add her, but I'm going to reach out. It's an invitation for me to reestablish contact. Oh yeah, we haven't talked in 3 months. Hey, Steffi, how you doing? Hey, I'm just picking up the ball. It's been a while. By the way, I'm sending you an email. I know you had a bunch of interest in health. I did send you the beginning of an education series that I'm doing on biohacking. Check your email inbox. I mean, like you did it, but after the fact, you're checking with them. But just make sure that you're looking to put people in those. Hey, do you mind if I add you? Hey, I'm going to send you an email. Hey, even this. Hey, I'm sending you an email so that I make sure that you get some of the latest information I've got on wellness, because I know we've been talking about that. So utilize this as a tool to make sure that more people in your funnel are more connected to you for more time.
Great
Cameron,
point, Seth. And I loved your wording there. Hopefully people can take notes, or you do some future training there as to how to have those conversations. And yeah, take a look through your platform tonight, see who's not in a campaign. But like I said, don't just go click 6 or 7 and send it to them. We got to have the conversation. If your opt-in rate's below a 20%, we pause your account for a little bit, just because we got, we're on authentic sharing technology. So I'll be reaching out to you personally if I see bad opt-in rates. Okay. So hold you all accountable. There was a couple chat bars. So Melanie, I think we just covered that. Barbara, so it looks like you said you had 6 people that you put in there. So you can just go back and see if there was a little envelope. There's the green checkbox. It definitely means they're opted in. If not, resend that opt-in, reignite the conversation with them, and move forward.
So you have to scroll down the people to see, like, you can't just click. I tried to click on the 6 to see if they brought up the 6, but it doesn't. So I scrolled down then to the people.
Yep. And there's a filter button as well at the top. You can search by who's in a campaign as well when you're on the contact list.
That's what I meant.
Yep. And then next week we will be training. Look at that. Seth told me I couldn't go over schedule. So next week we're training on data is the new bacon, using statistics to empower improvement. So we'll go over your stats. We'll teach you what those stats mean, and we'll teach you how to set goals with them. How many people do you need to speak to get a recruit or to sell your product? You're now going to have a tool to set your goals and your tasks to do so. So I really appreciate everybody's time this evening. Great to see everyone again. I will see you here next week, and enjoy your next event here, which y'all have to jump to right now.